3-2 pitch. Hit toward third. Castro has it. Spins. Fires. A perfect game! Roy Halladay has thrown the second perfect game in Philadelphia.
Line drive, right center field, base hit.
Ground ball over the mound. Waiting for it. Muncy, he booted it. One runner's in. Here comes Swing, the throw. Save!
Hits one in the air, left center field. Back it goes. Harper, the swing of his life. Fastball hits the left. It is long gone. And Hamilton with a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a high fly ball deep center field. Herrera back on the track and did he make the catch? He fell down and he's got.
Here's the strike by Robinson. The 3-0 pitch. Swing and long drive. There it is. Number 500. The career 500th home run.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Bell Smashers podcast. This is episode 25 already, which is amazing, incredible. Wild. I feel like we just had episode 20. Again, we always talk about this, but it's flown by because we're having an amazing time. So I am your co-host, Jen.
And I'm Kylie.
And we'll get our little message out of the way too. We are, as always, brought to you by Fired Up Sports Network and Manscaped. So make sure you use code BELLSMASH at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Take advantage of their hedge trimmer kit, beard trimmer, all these amazing tools and products for your hair care everywhere. And we always thank Fired Up Sports Network, as always, for their awesome support of our little show. So
perfect.
Hi, Kylie. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. Another week of Phillies baseball.
Yeah, another week and also another injury. Jose Alvarado just got put on the 15-day IL.
Yes, we are recording on Wednesday, and I was devastated when I got that notification today. I wasn't sure, but I was in the game last night. Kimbrel came into close, and I was thinking, it would have been nice to see Jose, but I never thought he was injured.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. And I don't think there were any signs of him being injured or anything like that.
No.
So hopefully it's just a thing to maybe give him some rest because maybe it's hurting a little bit, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be like a precaution, or I really feel for pitchers. I feel like that's a very common injury.
Yeah, it's very common, and I mean because the arm, it's not a natural movement, so it's bad every time.
I know, and obviously they throw very fast and very hard.
Yeah.
So that can't be good for your elbow, especially.
No, absolutely not. But this is why you don't have a designated closer for things like this. Now we have Soto who can do it. We have Kimbrel who has been able to do it this year. Who, I mean, he's not my first option, but he's an option. We have Strom that can go at least 2 innings.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take out, say you're in a 2-run game and your pitcher lasts 3 innings, bam, Strawman right there, and then Soto.
Right.
Or Strom the entire way, depending on how he's doing. I know you don't want to do multiple innings because it kind of takes him out for a future game. But I mean, especially with him being on the 15-day IL, that's what you got to do. And with Bilotti coming back up, Ranger is coming back up. I believe Destiny said against the who we're playing next week.
Here, I have it. You can see my phone. There's a schedule. Maybe San Francisco series.
She said against the Rockies on Saturday.
Oh wow, that's this weekend. That's exciting.
Yeah. So we got that.
Okay. Yeah.
You can't win them all. Like
right. It's bound to happen. I don't think. Yeah. It's just. We always talk about this. The season is very long, and with that is going to come injuries to every type of player, regardless of their position. So that's why you have depth, as Kylie was saying. So you don't have to panic when these things happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, obviously it sucks, especially with as good a pitcher as Alvarado is. And you know, we've been saying for a while that the bullpen is like the most consistent part of this team for once. So it hurts, it sucks, but we have guys that can get the job done while he recovers. So it's a loss, it's a hit, it sucks, it's brutal, but we have guys. It's not the end all be all.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, who would you say has impressed you the most?
The first player that came to mind again was Castellanos. I was wrong about the Friday home run, but he hit one last night, the first game against the Blue Jays. So I was just a few days early. But he continues to, consistently get hits, get on base, be great defensively. They asked him about that in the post-game interview last night, and he was honest, as always. He's always very honest, which is what we love about him too. Yes. He was like, he said, my athleticism has always been there. It's just I've been working with the coaches, like Paco especially, to stay focused with every single pitch and, really be ready for the balls that come my way. So clearly there has been an improvement with that. And he's the player that you and I always knew he was. We always said that. We've always been consistently supportive because we always say this, they're human beings. They have things that go on outside of baseball that can affect what's going on the field. So after a full year with the team and the playoffs and then the off season, he's clearly back in the groove. He's also said, when I'm comfortable, good things happen. And so he's very comfortable now.
Yeah, and he definitely looks comfortable. And I mean, this just kind of proves that last year was just fluky. I mean, he had been having injuries pretty much lingering injuries for most of the season. And he had one going into the postseason. And he also had stuff going on outside of baseball.
Exactly.
I remember his mom tweeting out something that they lost somebody very important or something like that. So, I mean, Castellanos is clearly a family guy. We saw last night and everything. So, clearly a family guy. And anything to do with his family, it affects him the most.
Right.
And so when his family's there, when his family's good, he's comfortable, he's familiar with everything now, like, of course we're going to get this Castellanos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw it coming from a mile away.
We did. So not to brag or anything, but
Not to brag.
we're bragging. We knew we're just it's just the fans who are so quick to get down on someone when, like, he has always been a great baseball player and he's always shown it. So don't knock him down when he's already down.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, he's just been so much fun to watch this year. He's having a heck of a season.
Yeah, and he's comfortable, he's relaxed, and he's having fun. It's all clear, and it's been really great to watch. But who has impressed you the most this week?
I actually was gonna say Castellanos as well.
Haha.
Because I know it's only Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I mean, Harper, he's doing this on a post Tommy John surgery. So like, anything he does right now is just wow. So he always has to be in that conversation. Yesterday against Toronto was the first game he went 0 for 4 since his first game back. So
Mhm.
I mean, but he had a walk.
He did.
He had a walk. So hopefully tonight in what, an hour? About an hour from now. Hopefully he has a home run. So I'm calling it right now, a home run.
And those were our Men of the Week, brought to you by Manscaped. Use code BellSmash at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. And speaking of Harper home runs, I also had said that he would have a homer in his return back to Citizens Bank Park last weekend, and he did on Saturday. So that was great.
There we go. Yeah, I did not like that I had to be in a car to record that episode.
Yeah.
That was unexpected, but you know, you do what you got to do. The podcast always has to be done.
We will bring you these episodes, whether it's on in a vehicle, a train,
or in London.
Ooh, great segue.
See?
Why, Kylie, why would we be podcasting from London?
Because apparently, speculation. No, not really. But Dave over at UK Phillies pulled some strings, got his boy Chase Utley involved, and we're playing the Mets in London next year for the London series. And Jen and I are absolutely going, and hopefully Haley comes with us too.
Mm-hmm.
But we are absolutely recording an episode there. We have to.
We have to. We have a lot to plan, and it's really exciting. Exciting is an understatement.
Yeah.
We talked about that on our episode with UK Phillies. He had a feeling because Chase Utley moved his entire family out there to the UK to become an ambassador for Major League Baseball, to try to grow the game out there, just what Dave's trying to do as a fan. And Dave said, you know, Phillies Mets, that would be a great series to do out there. And it's happening.
It is. And, you know, for those who have not been watching us since the beginning, when we did have UK Phillies on, he said that, you know, the tourist destinations, because we asked him what fan bases are like strong over there. And he said the fan bases that are strong over there were ones with tourists that were really touristy. So you got Tampa Bay has a big fan base across the pond, which is kind of cool because Toronto or Tampa Bay deserves a great fan base.
Yeah.
Their stadium is awful. I drove past it when I was in Tampa during spring training. You couldn't even tell it was a baseball field or like a don't like it had nothing other than a billboard that had the Rays logo, but it was one of those digital ones.
I saw it too.
Yes.
Not a fan either.
No, you would never know that they were there. But I do like the Rays. They're having a great season. So they deserve some fans. They get a lot of crap for not having fans. And I'm glad to see that they do have some sort of fan base.
And with them doing so well, I think a lot of their more bandwagon fans are getting back on. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Should we be a Rays podcast now? Now that they're doing well?
maybe.
Changing name and everything. No, just kidding.
Can you
But
imagine?
dude,
We just come back, episode 26, where we're changing our entire vibe.
everything changes.
Yeah.
No, but and obviously New York is a very touristy area, and the Yankees are a historic franchise, so I imagine they have a lot of fans there. I imagine they also have some Mets fans too. I mean, if they have Astros fans there, they're gonna have Mets fans.
And you've also got the expats, the people who used to live in the United States but now live out there. So, kind of like the folks who opened past Yonk Avenue, the bar that the Philly
Mhm.
sports bar that Dave goes to watch the games. And
And we have to go to.
oh yeah, we'll be there.
I just thought of
What did you just think? You just thought of something for our trip?
yes, I did. We'll talk about that part.
We've just started. Let's start a Google document because we have to keep track of everything.
there's a lot, but it's really cool, and I'm glad it's a rivalry. It has to be a rivalry. I mean, you had the
does.
Cardinals, Cubs, Yankees, Red Sox. I forget the past other ones, but those are just the two I remember off the top of my head. And so it of course has to be a rivalry game, very big rivalry as the Mets and Phillies kind of are. So it's really cool, and I'm very excited that my team is finally the one doing it, and I cannot wait to go because I'm absolutely going.
Me too. I don't think I really have anything penciled in for 2024 yet anyway, so this takes priority.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna get Philly season tickets next year since I'll be moving up there, but maybe I'll just go all out for this trip instead and just randomly go to games.
Yeah. I think that's a good plan. So.
But it's gonna be a ton of fun. Hopefully we'll get to do some stuff with UK Phillies and do a whole thing with him. I'm glad they're finally doing it. It's about time.
I agree. It's about time. And it's really exciting. So lots to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's funny because we're always like, what are we going to talk about this week? And we've been saying that since we started the podcast. And literally every single week so far, there has been something.
Never a dull moment with the Philadelphia Phillies. God, we should have known better.
Yeah, I know. We should have known there was going to be something this week. But they finish off the Blue Jays today.
Mm-hmm.
They are off tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then they head to Colorado for a 3-game series.
Yes.
How are you feeling about a potential sweep tonight?
I actually feel really good about one. Starting on Sunday, Topper made what I called the lineup.
Yeah.
So I love this lineup. Stott leading off is just so natural, and he had clearly gotten quite comfortable in that position because when he was moved out of it, he kind of went through a little slump. Similarly, Schwarber at leadoff during his cold streak did not make sense, and now that he's in the 5th spot, he's heating up a little bit, and it's more valuable for him to be there because he hits a lot of home runs, as everyone knows. And when you're a leadoff hitter, a lot of times there's nobody on base in front of you. So him being in the 5th place gets us a lot more runs, which we need. No lead is ever safe with this team.
No. And I mean, and it's mostly because of starting pitching.
Yes, agreed.
They've just been so inconsistent this year.
And again, there's multiple sides to the game too. So knowing that your starting pitching may not always be able to finish the job, the offensive side should be able to consistently score runs, insurance runs, which we did in last night's game with the 8-4 win. Really great. Brandon Marsh had a bases loaded double, which was super clutch to get some of those insurance runs. And then Kimbrel did a great job closing it out. He looked like old school Kimbrel. Those are all the reasons why I'm feeling good about today's game. So I do hope that they pull off the win. I'm unsure about another road trip because it could go either way.
Yeah,
What do you think?
it absolutely could go either way, and especially in Colorado where the air is so much different up there.
Yeah. I've been to Denver once. It was for a work event. So I was there for like 24 hours. But I woke up at 2 or 3 in the morning and I had the worst headache of my life because of the altitude. So it really does get to you, regardless of how much water you drink or how well you think you're going to do. It makes a huge difference. So I know it'll have an effect on the players too. But it looks like the Rockies are 15-22. Phillies are 17-19 as of today. So record-wise, pretty evenly matched.
Yeah. I mean, our offense seems to be heating up at least a little bit. And this lineup is great. It's the same one as yesterday. And clearly it worked. We played really well offensively. Castellanos hit a home run. Was there any other home runs I'm blanking off? No. So, but I mean, we scored what, 6, 7 runs?
8 runs total. And it was pretty spread out. So 2 in
Yeah.
the 4th, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 3 in the 8th. So that's what you want them to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that was also part of our issue last year was they weren't getting those. They would have one hot inning, and then that was it. They wouldn't do anything else before or after, and we had to rely on the pitching after that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was 3 runs, 2 runs, 4 runs, 8 runs, 1 run, it was that for the inning and pretty much the game.
Right.
So that's a very, very good thing to see this year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agreed. And they won on a dollar dog night. So that was
finally
went well.
The other 2 weren't.
Yeah. And my sister-in-law, my brother, and my nephew were there. I don't know if it was nurses' night as the theme or I think it was. But my sister-in-law is a nurse, so shout out to her and all the nurses out there. And so I'm glad that they got to see a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the nurses.
Mm-hmm. It's not an easy job, but very important.
Yes, it is the reason I am alive today, actually. My life was saved because of a nurse. So love the nurses. So
Yes. All love to doctors, nurses, all the awesome medical professionals out there.
Yes. I've been trying to look up how many leadoff home runs Schwarber had last year. I do not remember. We know he had over 40 home runs.
I think it was 46.
Yeah. I think it was like 7 leadoff. I know he
Yeah,
led the league.
Yeah. But I think most of them were later in the game.
Yeah. And obviously, you love leadoff home runs, whether it be to start the game or to start a different inning. You love leadoff home runs, but they don't lead to anything but one run.
Exactly.
And when you have a guy that can hit, that was literally hitting, that was going to lead the league in home runs if it weren't for Aaron Judge existing,
Yeah.
you want those home runs to come when there's people on base.
Yep. And Stott, another reason why he's a great leadoff hitter is because he also hits home runs, but really he'll consistently get on base, whether that's a double or however working a walk. He'll find a way to get on base. He's very patient during his at bats. That is a very signature Stott thing. So he will 9 times out of 10 get on base.
Not only will he most likely get on base, he will eat the heck out of pitches.
That too. Work that pitch count up.
Yesterday, he worked a walk, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was an 8 pitch at bat walk.
Yeah.
Now, would it have been a walk earlier if he didn't foul off some pitches? Yes. But that's also part of battling.
Mm-hmm.
You want a better pitch. You don't want to walk. You want to have, obviously, you want to hit a home run every single time. That is the ultimate goal, hitting a home run every time, getting a run. That's obviously not realistic, though.
Right.
So, trying to get the best pitch available. And if you're down to if you have 2 strikes already, you got to be careful of the places where it's just really close to the zone. And that's what he does best. He fouls them off every single time.
Yep.
And even if it doesn't lead to a hit or a walk, it is always at least 7 pitches. At least.
Whereas Schwarber tends to swing really hard at the vast majority of the pitches, which oftentimes leads to a strikeout or a home run. So,
yeah,
again,
exactly.
Stott is better positioned in the leadoff spot. Get on base with Turner behind you,
Yeah. And another one, it was 2 days ago. So it was, I guess, the Sunday game because we were off Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Sunday game. He had a 12 pitch at bat.
Yeah.
Leading off. That was his first game back at leadoff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember. It was when it was 1-4. So I think it was one of the innings. And 12 pitch at bat. He got out, but it was 12 pitches.
And that makes a difference. With Schwarber, it probably would have been like 5 or 6 pitches, maybe.
Max.
And that's important. The more pitches the pitcher has, the less time he'll spend in the game. So
Exactly. And you want to get to their bullpen. You want to eat their bullpen. You want them to use as much of their pitchers as possible if you're playing more than one game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all strategy.
It is.
And I'm so glad they are continuing with this lineup because being at the 5 spot, you have chances to lead off an inning.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have that potentially for Schwarber to start an inning, or you have Schwarber to 2-out rally or, drive in a run or something like that. He's been struggling. He's batting 185 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the best. but it's not June.
It's not June. That just made me remember him fouling, or he actually wasn't even foul. The pitch hit him in the foot last night.
Oh, that's right.
Thankfully, they announced it was a contusion, like a big bruise, basically, and the X-rays came back negative. So I think he'll just be a little sore there for a while. But it wasn't a serious injury, so I was very thankful.
Yeah, I'm glad he's okay. I actually didn't know that until I saw it on Twitter. I was at work and there was a Sixers playoff game. I had the Phillies game on my iPad, the Sixers game on the TV at work. I had to serve 3 tables.
Yeah.
And it was busy. So I wasn't really able to watch either game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I would gloss over. I saw the Castellanos home run. I went stupid. I saw the Marsh double, and I saw a lot of the other things, but it was busy at work, so I couldn't do too much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. With with Ranger coming back, I have a lot more faith in this team.
Me too. That'll make a huge difference.
Yeah, and I think what Destiny, she tweeted out the rotation when he comes back for this week. And I'm trying to get it now that I thought of it. It will be Friday, it's Walker. Saturday is Ranger Suarez. Sunday is Nola. Monday is Falter. Tuesday is Wheeler.
Love it.
So that's I mean, that's a pretty good. Hopefully Nola and Wheeler continue some of the success they had the previous outings. But after the Rockies, we play the Giants. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's all up in the air right now. The 15-day IL is not great. It was retroactive to the 8th, so that was Monday. And so that's 2 weeks. So that's 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from yesterday. So that would theoretically bring him back potentially 2 weeks from today against the Diamondbacks. Theoretically. Yep.
And that's what makes me nervous about the IL too. Some injuries, the guy starts out on the 10-day, 15-day, and then it slowly gets extended more days. So I just never know.
Yeah, nothing is set in stone until he comes back.
Exactly.
And it really just makes the Soto trade that much more crucial. Because now we have our bats back and we're out a closer, and now we have Soto.
Soto's been looking great too.
He's been a lot better. Obviously scared me in spring training a little bit, and then the first game of the season, that was not good at all. And then his second outing, he looked a lot better. Third outing was very concerning. And now he's just been really, really good. And we have Sir Anthony, we have Kimbrel, we have Bellotti. Now Strom is going back into the dugout, so we have him. Like, we have guys that'll eat innings and will get the job done. I said this in the episode earlier, said it again. It is brutal and it sucks because he is our main closer, or our main guy that will like shut down an inning. But we do have guys that can get the job done.
Yes, we do.
So, on that note, is there anything else you would like to add on this shortened episode?
I was thinking about that. I think we got it all. Alvarado injury, London series. Trying to get a sweep of these short 2-game series tonight. Yeah, are we missing anything?
No, we got our man of the week.
Yeah, we did man of the week.
Shout out
So-
Manscaped.
Oh, I remembered. We have hit a milestone on Twitter. We crossed 500 followers this week.
Thank you.
So again, just thank you so much to everyone for listening, watching, really supporting our all-female Phillies podcast, because we're very proud of it. We work very hard on it, and glad that the fruits of our labor are being enjoyed and appreciated. And yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's crazy. It's appreciated. You should see the texts that we have about it, about everything. And it's awesome. I mean, with the Drunk Phil's fans thing, and we are definitely going to go to London, and we have quite a bit of other things planned, especially regarding the Mets. So stay tuned for that. That will be probably discussed relatively shortly. We just have to plan a whole bunch of stuff for a whole bunch of things. We have a ton of stuff planned, so it's all exciting. I am shocked we're able to do this.
Yeah, it's surreal, but in the best way.
Yeah, and
so fun.
It's a lot of fun, and because I obviously love my teams. Anybody that knows me, the first thing they know about me is my teams, because I'm always wearing something sports related. When I go out, it's either a hoodie, a shirt, exactly, a long sleeve shirt. It's always something sports related. I have the Drunk Phil's fans magnet on my car. Shout out Drunk Phil's fans.
Shout out.
I have a Phillies license plate cover. So there's no doubt who my teams are, and it's
I mean, same here.
yeah. And so it's cool that we have an outlet to talk about it, and people seem to pretty enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, again, very passionate female fans like us exist, so we're gonna keep doing it and bringing awareness to it, and continue to follow us, Bell Smashers Pod, all over social media, YouTube, Twitch, anywhere and everywhere that you find your podcasts. Send us messages. What do you want us to talk about? Do you have thoughts, ideas for guests, and other types of things, events that you want us to do? Because we're a community, so want you all to be part of it. As usual.
We haven't done a Twitter space in a while. We should actually do that.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Well, we tried to after Harper came back, but no, we didn't have many people join because it was at 3 p.m.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, I was like, there's nobody gonna come on, but maybe people do. No, they didn't. But it's cool, it's crazy, and it's exciting.
It is.
So yeah, it's unreal, and I can't wait to have to do all these things.
Me too. With you by my side.
Yes, absolutely. And on that note, that ends this pretty quick episode. Kind of wrapped everything up pretty quickly, so we got that. But we will see you guys next week. We thank you all for the support, and stay tuned for all the stuff that we have planned, because it's a lot.
Yeah. Thank you as always. See you next week.
Next week.